Moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to item C, the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion and a second to approve tonight's agenda?
Motion to approve. Second. Oh, sorry.
Take it. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Administrator and board member reports. Item A, Mrs. Blake.
Right. So last Wednesday, Mrs. Rakosi and Mr. Sekviar, our art and music teacher, they did a great job. They put on an art show and a music program here at Morocco, and it was for grades K through 3. We had a great turnout, and the students did a great job with all their songs and all the artwork that Amy displayed in the cafeteria. So I want to say thank you to Amy and Gavin for keeping that tradition going here. This Friday, 4th grade is competing in a science fair. It's being put on and judged by the Purdue Extension Office. This is the first time we've done this. They put a lot of effort into their board, so I'm excited to see that on Friday morning. 3rd grade, they completed their I-Learn checkpoints. The second one, and grades 4 through 6 will complete in January into February. I-Learn, if you don't know, has 4 categories. It's below proficiency, approaching proficiency, at grade level, and then above grade level. One of the approaches to MTSS, we kind of focus on those bubble kids, which is more of the approaching to get them to grade level. 3rd grade, they were able to take 21% of their students that were in approaching and put them into grade level. So that was exciting to see that we had that much growth move up in a short amount of time. And then when we return from break, we will have junior achievements, which community members are coming in to teach this year. Last year, the teachers did all the teaching in the classroom. So we have 5 volunteers. We're still looking for somebody to teach kindergarten if anybody wants to come join us on January 6th. And then after break, we also have Dare and Captain Cash coming back into the building as well. So that is it.
Item B, Mrs. Heinz.
Hello.
So I don't know if any of you have been in the new gyms. We got a facelift in there. They got new lights. It looks completely different. Yeah, it's very bright. You didn't realize how dim it was. I don't want to say too much because I know Dr. Razor's going to talk about them as well. We're just wrapping up the semester. Final exams started today, go till Friday. Our 7th and 8th grade recently went on a field trip for students who had good behavior, good attendance, and good grades. And then I was recently at the Indiana Principal Conference before Thanksgiving, and not the next meeting, but the next meeting that I'm at, I'd like to give a presentation on what the new diploma looks like and how we're going to use it in the school, and so everyone and parents know kind of what's going on with that. And then we do have 4 seniors that are graduating in December. Johnny Johnston, Casey Menzel, Jonathan Kinsey, and Alejandra Villarreal are all graduating. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent report, Dr. Razor.
Yes, sir. So we are winding down the school year for the fall semester, as we said. I feel like we've had a very successful semester. Can't believe how quickly it has went. Fall semester always seems to fly by. Some previews of some things that will be at tonight's board meeting. We are going to have a first read during non-action on an athletic trainer for the school corporation through ATI Physical Therapy. Very excited about this. It's we'll talk about it more later, but a 1.5-year contract. So finish out the semester and then all next year for that, as well as a preview of the school calendar for 26-27. Worked with our surveys, as you know, as well as talked with teachers and administrators and got board input as well. Preview for the next meeting. In January, we'll be bringing a proposal forward for a developmental preschool at Lake Village for next school year, as well as with potential to offer community preschool in the afternoon. So 2 preschool classes, half day each. Do you have my slides for the mats and the LED. See which one pops up first. Zoom through the staff spotlight, and then we'll. Technology, tools that make your life easier. So as Ms. Hines said, LED light phase 1 is done for the high school. There is nothing changed other than the lights in that photo.
Yep.
Look at that. Like a brand new gym just through putting LED lights in, which are more efficient.
Yes.
You had told me that, and I didn't believe it. I went to my son's game, first home game, and it was 9 day.
Yeah.
9 day.
Yep.
Then also huge thanks, and we're going to recognize that during donation as well, but the wrestling mats that were donated, very impressive, very nice, first class looking wrestling mats, and super proud of that and just thankful for the donations that we have received. You know, as we wrap up the fall semester, again, thank you to our teachers, to our support staff, to everybody who makes school possible every day. You know, we have something really special here, and we want to make sure that they know how much we appreciate the work that they do for us. Along with that, we will be bringing forward a proposal this evening for custodial pay increases for this school year as well. They were one group that we promised we would address before the end of the semester, and although we waited until the second to last day, we're going to be doing so. And with that, that's my report for this evening.
Thank you. Item D, does any of the board members have anything they want to report on?
I do not.
I do, unless somebody else does.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Dr. Mike for talking about the developmental preschool. That has long been on the to-do list for some of us who have been on the board for a long time. So it's very exciting to know that that will be coming in January to make it official, that we want to do that. So thank you. The ATI contract, thank you, because that's been in the works. We've been talking about that. It's been very transparent with us in the community. So look forward to seeing that on the January agenda. And then as far as the policy goes, we have a lot of those again for first read. And just to kind of recap on that, the policy committee first met on 10/7/25. And we have, let's see, we had 12 on 11/5/25, 10 on 11/19/25, and 21 on 12/13/25. So since then, we have adopted 43 policies. So thank you to the policy committee, Melissa, Samantha, myself, Dr. Mike, and Deborah, all coming together. This has been the most transparent it has been for policies since I have started on here, where we actually have people that are meeting with central office, with the corporation, with the superintendent, and with the Neola reps to make this happen. So that's super exciting. We're going to have 20 on, I think, for a first read. I think is that tonight, and then we're going to go to a second read. We're going to have first readings again in January. We keep those rolling meetings, you know, every other week. So we've been able to do that. The ones on for tonight, Dr. Mike and the Neola rep were able to meet and bring these for a first read. And just for full transparency, all board members have had 1 week prior to this meeting to review and bring any questions for these. So we're glad that you were able to do that. It's a little outside of the realm of what we did, so we wanted to make sure that everybody had those for a full week to review those before they came tonight. Typically, I think Neola comes, twice a year when we're caught up, but because we were so far behind as a school corporation, we were able to kind of expedite the process and get this going. So very excited about that. And then I just wanted to mention, I was very excited to see the news article, Razor North Newton Superintendent as of November 1st on the November 27th Newton County Enterprise. It was a great article. There's a lot of things to highlight in there. So if anybody hasn't seen it, please go look at it. A lot of positive things that Dr. Razor brings to the corporation with us as a board working together as a team. moving forward, identifying some of the things that a lot of us have talked about for years that need to be addressed. So it's very exciting to see that as a board, we can all work together. Looking forward to some great things in 2026.
I have a
Thank you for that.
question. How many policies do we have total? Do you know?
I don't know how many total. I just
Not
worked
off
on
the
how
top of my
many we
head.
have been able to adopt
And I
since
know
we
you guys
started
have
this.
done a ton in the time that I've been here. How many did you do in the years that you've been here? Adopted new ones?
I was like, for the past 2 years, we haven't touched it.
We
until
haven't
Dr.
touched
Mike
any.
came back.
For
and-
two, we're 2 to 2.5
I
years
know when I
behind.
first came on in October, that was one of your biggest things. I mean, when Sam got back, that was one of the biggest things was the policies and then ultimately the handbook.
Mhm.
And I'm very grateful that we're able to push through these policies. And I'm very happy that you all got us the link for the time to be able to see whatever these are ahead of time. Gives us time to look at stuff and hopefully gives the time for the public to see those so that we can keep things moving forward. So yes, I want to add on to that. I'm very grateful for that. So
And I always remember something that Dr. Kent said in one of our superintendent searches, which now we are done because you are here, but he always said it's not personal, it's policy. It's policy. There's recommendations that come forth. We all get a chance to look at them. And so I'm excited that we're able to get a move on because we've been so far behind in those. So thank you to the team for all getting this put together.
Woohoo. I have something really quick. I want to thank all of my fellow board members, Dr. Mike, and all of the ladies in central office for the wind chimes. My grandmother passed away last month, and I received those. I just wanted to say thank you. And then my second thing, I know that we're only halfway through the school year, but 2025 did a number on all of us. And I just want to say how proud I am of each one of my fellow board members for sticking out this year and we all had to come together. We had the public, the teachers, everybody at our throats at one point, trying to make sure that we could turn this corporation around. And by the grace of God and Lord willing, I am so glad that from where we started in January to where we are now in December, we have truly made strides. And I think that that's something that needs to be mentioned and be proud of because we really have. We've had to push through and get a lot of stuff done. And again, by God's grace above, I'm looking back, I don't know how the heck we pulled through this past year. So, yeah, that's what I've got.
thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, everybody's favorite recognition, student spotlight. Yes, Mrs. Heinz, you're the first paper I have.
So you're fine, Aiden. So Aiden is being recognized by Mrs. Kazmierski. She stated, Aiden always goes above and beyond. He shows school spirit and he leads by example. He holds the door open daily for those entering and leaving the school and never has a bad word to say about anyone. For the last 2 years, Aiden has put together blessing bags and along with his fellow FCCLA members, hand-delivered them to the homeless in Chicago. He's such a selfless human and deserves to be recognized as such. And always has an awesome shirt that he's wearing every day. Great job, Aiden. Good job. Oh, they're gonna want. Hold on, we gotta get a picture. Oh,
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
yeah.
I'm gonna send it to Kaz. Okay.
And then the next person I would like to recognize, Aaron, if you could come up here, we just found out, Mr. Aaron Turner. So Aaron has won or was selected by the Lilly Endowment Committee to earn the Lilly Scholarship. So the Lilly Endowment Scholarship is one of the most competitive scholarships in the state of Indiana. It's awarded to students who demonstrate not only exceptional academic achievement, but also leadership, service to others, strong character, and commitment to making positive impact in their community. Each year, thousands of students apply and only a small number are selected. With this scholarship, you get a full scholarship for 4 years, room and board to any Indiana college. And I know Aaron, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to work on it my junior year. This has been something he's been working on since his freshman year. Many conversations with Miss Alexis, being a 3-sport athlete and everything as well. So congratulations, very well deserved.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Well done.
Good job, Kim.
Congratulations.
All right, so here I have Juliana Cowan, and she was selected by Mrs. Light in 4th grade, and this is what she had to say. Juliana is my December student of the month, the student spotlight. Juliana has a positive attitude every day she comes to class. She encourages every student in the class to do their best and is always lending a helping hand to any classmate in need of help. She's very patient and understanding with every fellow classmate and understands uniqueness. Juliana goes above and beyond to do her very best every day and accepts challenges head on without hesitation. In addition to her strong work ethic and positive attitude, Juliana is a friend to all. She stands up for students who have been treated unkindly by another and lets those who have been unjust know that they have done wrong. She is also very forgiving to those who may not have acted in the best way, and she gives people a chance to correct their mistakes and make better choices. Good job. Great job. Congrats.
Okay. Now we have staff spotlight.
All right. Staff spotlight tonight is for Mr. Gavin Sekviar, and Gavin could not be with us today because he was at a professional development, but I will read what his nominator, Miss Blake, had to say about Gavin, and I concur greatly. It's not always an easy task to be a first-year teacher traveling to 3 different schools and having to put on 3 after-school music programs. Gavin did an outstanding job putting together a music program for grades kindergarten through 3rd grade at Morocco Elementary. Lincoln Elementary also reported great success with an overwhelming turnout as well. And with one more program to go this week, we know that it will be another great turnout. We appreciate your hard work. And on our screen, you can see the Morocco Christmas program with Mr. Sekviar leading the students in song. Congratulations to Mr. Sekviar. He'll be getting his certificate tomorrow when he is back here at work. Also, prior to that, we did not have the picture at the last meeting. So here is Jen Holder receiving her Staff Spotlight Award.
All right.
Ms. Bunch-Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. All right, parents, this is where we like to thank you for bringing your kids and sharing them with us. Good job, kids. Mr. Turner, excellent. We're very proud of you.
Good
You
job.
way to represent North Newton. So thank you.
Yes.
Okay, item 4A, Unified Handbook.
We continue to work on the updates right now. One of the things, I've mentioned this before, we're finding a lot of discrepancies between employee groups and working on trying to establish, it's going to sound like a broken record, what leave people have, how many days they work, what benefits they're offered, and trying to come up with a uniform thing where you don't worry. You know, one of the things we did run into last spring that we fixed, that we still find some discrepancies around, is if I leave this job in the corporation and go to a job at the same level of pay, I might get different benefits. So that's one of the things that we continue to work on. I can tell you what, though, knocking out these policies makes it easy for us too, because we have to make sure that as we write a handbook, it's in compliance with policies. And really appreciate the way that the board and the policy committee has dug in on those.
Well, it makes sense after being here and learning from Sam and Diane and the rest of the board about handbook and policies. And then when you got on saying policy trumps handbook, makes it so you need to have your policies done first.
Yes.
And then you build your handbook off of your policies.
Yeah.
So when we were trying to do it originally with the handbook first and policies last, kind of was the cart before the horse. And now I'm glad we're slowing down and doing the policies first so that you can have an actual binding handbook that makes sense.
And then years moving forward, what you'll have is a few policy updates and then a few commensurate handbook updates, and you can literally link them one to the other instead of doing one. It almost happens at the same time. We've updated this policy. Our handbooks have also updated at the same time.
Yeah.
We're still in the same mindset, aren't we, that we're going to have a handbook that consolidates for all of it?
Yeah,
not
the
just-
unified. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
unified.
Yeah.
Even if it has tabs in it that okay, here's the special.
Mhm.
A few things that just apply to administrators or things that apply to non-certs.
It just makes more sense to do
Yeah.
it that way. Corporate handbook for everything.
Yeah, but even though something you'll see a bunch of in here as we do the policies, even though we have a policy for, I'm making this up, but non-discrimination for administrators, non-discrimination for certified employees, non-discrimination for
Non-certs.
non-certs. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's one.
All three policies say the same thing.
Right. Well, and also like the mindset behind it was when Dr. Howe was here, she was the former superintendent for Tri Creek. Tri Creek also uses Neola policy. So it's like they might have different policies as far as the way that their board has adjusted it, but it was like, oh, can we take what that corporation had so we'd have some sort of like outline, compare it to what we have. And when Diane and I started going through it, we were like, oh my gosh, the first 30 pages is just repetitive as far as
Yeah, what
what's
did you say?
like,
You read in the park?
it took like
27
2.5 hours
2.5
just to
hours
get through
just
the
to read through
first
30 pages.
or 30 pages.
Word by
And I'm
word.
like, oh my goodness. And then when Dr. Mike came in and we started working through policies, it's like, okay, the idea was there, but we need to revamp because again, it was always going to be, we're going to make it fit for our district. But we revamped it and we're going through this process and I've got a rolling list as far as checkpoints that when the handbook comes through.
And then on legal side of it, it's just more cleaner for us
Yeah.
to be able to have a handbook that's much more streamlined,
Yeah.
get your nuts and bolts in there, but point to your policies, your job descriptions,
Yes.
your other peripheral stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of having this
All in one-
handbook
all in
that's
one
some
spot.
huge thing.
Yeah.
Because employees and teachers or parents and students, they're not going to sit and want to read 300-page handbook. They want to get to where they need to get to and understand what they need to understand.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful. And I know it's going to take us time. And I think, we pushed, what was it? We were trying to get it done for this year, beginning of this year. And we said we were going to get it done for this school year. And it's
Dude,
a
I'll
lot
be so happy if we can have a draft away and
before
done
next year.
Yeah.
In
by,
May.
by like July
Yeah.
1st.
That's what I'm.
That's our
That's what I'm
goal.
saying. I'm seeing
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the work that's going into this is going to take us the time to make sure it's right by the beginning of next school year.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good. Item B, ATI agreement for an athletic trainer.
This is one we've talked about
Yeah.
previously.
So we talked
Numerous
about this, I
times.
believe, on the November 19th board meeting, that I was going to talk with ATI, that they were going to give us a proposal. Todd looked over that proposal, gave us the thumbs up. So then I said, tailor it to North Newton now. And like I said, for the initial contract being 1.5 years to finish out this year and then run through all of next year. One important point to make is they don't charge us until we have an athletic trainer. So even though we would sign the contract potentially in January, if it takes them until March or April to put someone in that seat. So I do want to also make the point, it's not like they have somebody sitting on a bench waiting to go into the game. They can help us out, but it would be piecemeal. But as soon as we would sign a contract, they would post for a full-time position for us or open it up within their organization for a full-time position with us.
Okay. So just to be transparent and clear for the public and for ourselves, it's 80,000 contractual. We're not just getting, we're hopefully getting somebody here, but that's somebody that's going to be on staff.
Yes.
for our sporting events? Are they going to be there at the school for
Practices.
What
It's
about
only up to
gyms?
40 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's,
And then, so that's
yeah, but
80,000.
we have to
Yeah.
pay for it
And then
additionally.
we're paying
the summer
January
for
through
both
May
kids
of
still get-
this year, January 2026 through
Yeah.
May.
But like for the
40.
40 hours.
Yes.
For this,
For
for
some
that
reason,
Well,
prorated.
40 is worst case scenario
Okay.
right now, because once they put somebody in place is when we start paying.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And then no matter what, that's the beauty of contractual. If they had somebody, because
Mhm.
it's a corporation, they still will, no matter what, have somebody
Yes.
for us. If that
Yeah.
person's sick, quits, whatever, we will still have somebody.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is a good solution. So, okay. Just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify.
No, this is very exciting. This is something that the school corporation, parents, community members have wanted for a really long time. This is the closest we've been. We are on the 5-yard line. And I'm so ready to execute this
Yeah, you and I were talking
now,
about
but
this.
I guess we're doing it in January. But yes, it's something that's been very needed for a long time.
I remember you and I talking about this probably,
Oh,
not this company
been a long
specifically,
time.
but 4 months about that.
Mhm.
And hopefully with the future plans out at Fair Oaks, we'll have a long-term solution, but this is going to help us short-term. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item C, last year's hot topic, the school calendar.
No school.
Okay, so as I said, we had a unbelievable, in my estimation, turnout for our survey. We had really, really good participation. A couple of things that we heard were we want to try to start later. So on this proposed calendar, we're starting late enough that anyone showing with 4-H or FFA at the state fair would have time to show. Now, the week school starts is the last week, I believe, of the state fair, but all showing is done by that time. The other thing that we've done is we were asked to try to mirror our neighboring districts, namely KV, Rensselaer, and South Newton. This basically is an overlay of their school calendar as well, with a few tweaks, but you can't be a perfect matchup. 2 weeks for Christmas break, we were able to do that. We've got the same setup for fall break as we had in years past and this past year with a parent-teacher conference on Thursday with students having the day off, then a Friday and Monday break. Last full week of March being spring break, then having the Monday after Easter off on the 26th. That's also a potential snow makeup day. Also the 15th of February. I realize that Roger Goodell is going to make lots of people unhappy next school year because Valentine's Day is also Super Bowl Sunday. So
Save a lot of money.
yeah, there'll be lots of wonderful dinners of nachos and
We're going to
frozen pizza.
Valentine's dinner.
Cheering for opposing teams.
And then we are able to, God willing, and the snow doesn't rise, able to get out in May still with this calendar.
So when I saw the calendar and I talked to Mike today, I confirmed what he was saying. This matches up specifically because holidays, Christmas, or things like that, Thanksgiving, they're all kind of universal dates that schools do. Spring break's the big one that everybody wants to match up, and our spring break matches up with South Newton, Rensselaer, and KB.
Yeah.
So those are 3 out of the 5 that are in our
Mhm.
co-op. I didn't have a chance to look at the other 2, but it seems to be. I mean, I wish we would go back another, start August 8th, 19th,
Yeah.
but
Well, and one of the things, that's a good point, Mr. Mark, is we looked and even drew up a calendar for starting one more week later. But what made it really difficult at that point was getting in a semester before the holiday break. And the high school teachers especially, you want balanced semesters because one of the new graduation requirements, and Ms. Hines could talk about this more, well, next time she's here, we have a lot of 1 semester courses now. So you'd have one teacher with the 1 semester course that was 80 days and then another 1 semester course that was 100 days. And that'd be difficult. And having lived through being a teacher and doing finals after you come back after break, Shouldn't be a big deal. It is. The other thing that's nice too is it gives teachers the fall break. The Christmas break to get things graded, to get things turned in. So, really feel like we've gotten lots and lots of feedback and collaboration around this. I met with the teachers union building representatives yesterday, actually went through this draft, made actually a couple of edits on some things, talked with the principals, and we walked through it today as well, tweaked a couple of things that we noticed on there, and this will be what we'll bring forward then at the next meeting for approval. If possible, we'll also have for a non-action item at the next meeting our 27-28 calendar. I noticed that KV got really ambitious and they put out a 28-29 calendar just yesterday. I can tell you that 27-28, I think the last time we talked about this, I talked about there's some wonky school years. 2027, 2028 is a wonky school year. I think 28-29 will even be wonkier because you usually have two back-to-back where Christmas falls on the weekend, which then makes
It's hard to.
break a little different. The next year's break, you can still pull off.
Yeah.
Then when it falls on a Monday, you're going to school right up to basically the 22nd of December, which makes it kind of hard. But we're gonna take swings at that. We're gonna continue to get feedback, and it's nice in some ways that our neighboring districts already have theirs done, because then we can match up a little better. And like I said, I think this accomplishes a lot of the things that the community, especially the parents, and again, the parents by and large were the number one group that filled out our survey. So I do feel like we're representing what they would like.
I have one. It's a trigger from when we did this. Tyson said this is one of our more.
We fought
fun.
for 4.5 months over it.
And this is something that I know Sam worked on diligently, and I just saw it at the bottom of this, and we talked about it, and you weren't here, so I want to bring it up again. The times and the starts, the dates and all that stuff is fine, but the start times we were discussing at the time, because our bus routes, we go from picking up the elementary, going back to the elementary, and then go out and pick up the junior high and high school and go drop them off. We had talked at last year in depth. Sam, refresh my memory because I don't remember, but it was about us consolidating our bus routes so that they could pick up, like I think Tri Creek does, and some other places where they pick up the elementaries and the kids at the same time and hit them. So then your start times are different. That was a big thing we had.
You're talking about putting high school and grade
Right,
school
like other schools
together.
Yeah,
right,
K
pick
through
'em up.
12.
Mhm.
Because, okay, so hypothetically speaking, if we need to save costs,
Correct.
it would be the diesel fuel. And if we could cut down the bus routes in the morning to having one route in the morning for pickups and then still doing 2 dismissal routes, we could cut down on fuel costs that way. But there would have to be like a good table of stakeholders sitting here having this open discussion as far as how would that roll out? How many, first and foremost, how many kids do we pick up from K to 12 in the morning, and how many are on each bus? Like there's a lot of different factors that factor
And that's why I want to
into
bring
it.
it back up, is to get that bulk, because I talked to, and now you triggered my brain again, because I asked Dave that same question about, we didn't know at the time, how many kids do we pick up for
Right, like
elementary?
if we're only picking up
20 in a
20,
76 passenger bus.
yeah, in the morning on one route, and then we're picking up
Yeah.
another 30 at the high school level, like you could fit all
All of them
50
on one,
kids
yeah.
on one bus. But
Yeah.
again, it's a conversation for.
Yeah, I think it's something it's on here. It's something that if somehow we figured out a way it would work, we could still have this calendar and move forward with it. The rural community that I grew up in, K-12 on one bus.
That's what I grew up.
It seemed to work. Now, that was the 1980s, so it's not necessarily today, but we didn't have cameras on our buses in the 1980s either. So, but it's worth looking at. Another thing, just while we're on that topic and not to belabor it, something that often comes up that I'm actually a proponent of, that central time gets in the way for us on this one, is lots of research shows that it's better to start elementary school early and high school later because of the adolescent brain and just, if you had a 5-year-old, they're up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning. If you have a 15-year-old, you're lucky if by 1 p.m.
Yeah, like the bigger kids need that extra.
So what do? We tell the bigger kids you need to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and we let the younger kids sleep in a little bit.
Totally flip. But yes, so
But
I wanted to bring it back up because it
Yeah.
definitely was a very important conversation we had last year, and it triggered me when I saw this. And I think it's a good, honest conversation.
Yeah.
Because if we are doing only 20, 30 kids on some of these routes, 50 on the 76 passenger bus,
Yeah.
then maybe we should figure out an alternative to make it more cost effective, give more time, because that means our end times are or whatever. Sam there was something about we saved time as well on both ends when you did this for the families and the schools.
yeah, we can look into it.
And we've got 3 snow days built in total.
Yeah, we have
I
2
think-
snow days built in total in the school year.
Is there, when the waiver goes out to fill out for the professional development?
Well, there's 3.
Oh yeah, the March 20 year. I did put a third one in.
Yeah, okay, third one's in April.
Yeah,
Are you
Okay.
going to ask for additional possibility of snow days?
Is that what we did this year?
this year we have so
We've had the 3 that the state automatically.
we have the 3 that stayed on and asynchronous. So we're just assignments are out there. We have 3 automatically. We have 2 also for those professional development days.
Hmm.
One of the things we could decide to do in the spring is
Not-
forego a professional, if we just got a crap ton of snow, forego the professional development day and use that as another asynchronous day on
Okay.
our calendar.
Is that what we filed for right before he got here and Julie didn't file? We had him file for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We are going to file for that again this year.
Yeah, well, it's a 3-year, it's
Yeah,
a
it is a
3-year
three-year.
It's a
extension.
3-year?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so usually
But I think if
send
you
that in
if you
and
change
then
it up,
comes
you
in
have
after
to
that.
Yeah.
reapply for it. But as far
Yeah,
as the
this is-
professional development, that's
Yeah, this is exactly like what we applied for here.
Yeah.
The only thing that we did move is something that we decided to do this year. If you look at December, we went ahead and put
the early release.
the early release on the last day of the December semester,
Yeah.
and then the same thing in the spring and May.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Item D, first read policy 0142.
What's me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the guy that worked on the policy,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Look
I
at
didn't want to
that.
step on. I mean, didn't want to step on anyone's toes who wanted to. This is just revised bylaw recommended verbiage changes. There's no option changes. All options follow current active policy.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
I think the biggest thing is an individual who is at least 18 years of age is otherwise eligible to assume office as a member of a governing body. It used to be 21.
Hmm.
We just changed that from 18 to 21 was the,
No, it's 21 to 18.
I'm sorry. That's what I said. Did
Yeah.
I say that?
You said 18 to 21. No,
I
it's
was a little
reverse. 21 to
This way,
18.
There.
Do you want to just keep going, or do you want
Yep.
to?
Nope,
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep rolling.
Okay.
P policy 0142. You can just go down the line. We're
Go
good.
down them.
Okay, next policy is also just revised bylaw with recommended verbiage changes. So no option changes. All options follow current active policy.
Any questions?
Uh-uh.
Okay, go ahead.
The next is also a revised policy recommended verbiage changes. There's no option changes. All options follow current active policy.
Yeah, if anybody does have any questions, just
Which one are we
Yeah.
on now? Let's
We're on
make sure.
PO 3122.
Okay.
Item G. Now we're on item H. Does anybody have any questions on item H?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any questions on item I?
You're not. I don't have any questions for me personally on any of them after reviewing them when I had them online. So
Let's see.
Honestly, other than every option here, if I'm just kind of doing an omnibus one, are all a recension, a technical
verbiage.
it looked
correction,
like a lot of a grammar and
or changing which to that, or that back
if
to
nobody
which.
has any problems, I will make a motion.
I got one question on
Don't go
three,
there.
Yeah, it's just first read.
220.01.
Which one? Sorry.
3220.01 is the teacher appreciation grants, because does this mirror the change that was through the IDOE with how those, because
Yes.
it's different now how those are distributed, correct?
It is
And how
different
they are
now
in the
how those are distributed, but this is in line
tag.
with the new
This is
distribution.
in new line with the new
Yeah.
process. Okay.
The tag.
Yeah, tag. Yep.
I know we've had run-ins with
Yeah,
that
they
before,
changed how
so
that can be
And
distributed.
just as an aside, it's very difficult to award tag grants now.
Oh,
Now it
speaking
is,
of that, didn't
yeah.
we just get tag money or something? I just sent something to you and Patty. Do we get tag money that we're supposed to give out before the end of this year?
You get tag money, but it's very hard to award it. It used to basically be every teacher who taught reading.
Or
Do we get
effective or
any?
highly
'Cause I
effective.
remember it was a rush job that we had to come into a last minute meeting to pay tag money last year. Do we have any that we need to do this year?
No, we're
Remember we had to do that?
yeah, and I've been talking with the union too. It is just
They changed it.
yeah, and yes, this is a very different
I was
definition. If
going
you
through
don't
my
use it,
notes,
you'll lose it.
And I saw
But
last
they've made
year,
it very
maybe
difficult
December.
to use it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
Sorry, chaos. My brain's triggering.
but yeah, these were all just technical verbiage or technical changes or rescission.
Or replacement policies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were rescinded.
Be nice if the state just gets rid of them, some of them.
And so I know with policy, it's not like the representatives downstate say this is what you have to do, but their legislative bills that come through also affect policy, like with the attendance and things like that. So it's not like they're saying, hey, you have to do this, but what they pass filters down through Neola, through their House bills to us, is
Yeah,
my
to be in
understanding.
compliance with law.
Right, and
Yes.
from what I got talking to that Neola guy, when I looked at those the first time, we have choices and all that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
bing, 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 bing. But when I first saw it for the first reading, when I was talking to other people, the impression was that choice was gone. You didn't have it. That's not the case. We actually
Yeah.
have the choice
Yeah,
to
there's
pick
choices.
between those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad we're talking about the actual choices that you guys as the
Mhm.
policy committee
Yeah.
went through with our superintendent and came and said, hey, this is what we're going to recommend to the board of the 3 or 4 choices.
Because some of them you can choose one, both, or none.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are like, so sometimes if there's nothing picked, it's because none of them made sense for us to pick, mirroring what we currently have. So,
And our 2 compliance officers, in most cases, we've named as Mr. Brooks, the high school assistant principal, and Lauren, our director of guidance.
okay. Moving on to item 5, the consent agenda. Item A, the executive session board meeting minutes of December 3rd, 2025. Item B, the regular board meeting minutes of December 3rd, 2025. Item C, the facility use request. And item D, the financial claims and reports. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the
Go, go.
consent agenda items A through D?
move to approve.
Seconded. You got that?
But wait, who got it? Diane and Michael, or Diane and
Mhm.
John?
Oh, John can have it.
John had it. So Diane and John got it.
And it is on the facility use form noted, but I did want to bring it up that the insurance is on file because sometimes that is a question
Yeah,
that we
I
get.
saw that. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to print that. I was like, oh no, it's like 100 and some pages.
Huh.
No, thank you. I'm just going to print the first
You've been
page.
sitting there for a while, your print ream gone. Do we have anything big in here, Patty? No? Missy, you got anything big in here?
Mm-mm.
Our payroll's been pretty standard every month, isn't it? Very minimal flexibility. 200 some thousand.
It's pretty standard. I think so. I guess it sounds right.
Was a thing, but it wasn't. It is. Is the ESS, is that part-time?
Substitute.
Substitute.
Mhm.
How many do we have of that currently? Because it looks like we're making a couple payments on that. Do we still have ESS?
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
multiple?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there are substitutes, so we pay ESS for our subs.
Okay. Be interesting to find out what we paid total for ESS for the year for subs. At the end of this year, just to give us a breakdown of that. And, comparatively what we pay teachers, what we had to pay substitutes for, just something for collective bargaining next year discussions.
And just for clarification, the attorney we use for labor, Jackie Pilar, who was with Chris Sears and Zick, has reorganized, and now Pilar Jones is the attorney's firm or law firm for that.
I see the invoice on there.
So there's two different invoices because they're two different periods of time.
Are we reimbursing this is something I think that we discussed previously. I see our principal here is getting reimbursed for 3-day conference and mileage. Is the conference, did she have to pay that out of pocket?
Her mileage.
The mileage part is different, but the out of pocket one, the 3-day conference, I'm assuming we're using our credit card for that instead of having them pay, because that's $568.80. I would hate to have her pay that up front.
Which is
I
why
can understand the mileage portion.
Yeah.
I think
You
that
may
was
have paid
bef-
up front for that.
Yeah, I think, remember, we were just able to use that credit card the way it was supposed to be
Yeah.
used. So that conference was before that.
Yeah, or the
So
payment
that's
for it.
1217.
Or or a lot of times you got to pay that stuff a month or two in advance. Like,
Yeah, we've extended the credit limit up quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just trying not to make the employees pay for this
Right.
Yeah.
conference.
that's
things
something
out
we
of
worked
pocket.
on for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the mileage thing I
Make
understand
sure.
because they got to turn in receipts and deal with that stuff. But when we send them to conference or we send them to training or whatever, we should be able to, most government things, you can have them bill us. 1, 2, that's why we have the credit card and we took so long to get it, so that we're not requiring our employees to come up with $560 some out of their pocket to go to something that we're making them go to. So hopefully we can fix that. What the hell is that? Oh, that's a co-op. I'm good, thanks.
everybody good?
I'm
All right.
good.
You have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Item 6, donations.
Gonna read them off.
I'd like to make a motion to approve all the donations as a whole, and I will gladly read off each one.
I'll second that.
Awesome.
Thank
And then
you
if you have
both.
that as well, that's for the
So
wrestling
we
match.
have a motion and a second to accept all
we do
donations
that
and read them one by one.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sickle?
I can read both of them.
Yeah, read both of these.
So for donations, we received from Lake Village Baseball. It was donated to FFA, a donation for helping out with the Haunted Trail fundraiser that the kiddos and Lake Village Baseball put on this past fall. They received a check for $242. That again is for FFA. Lake Village Baseball again donated to the class of 2028 for helping with the Haunted Trail, a check for $242. Again, Lake Village Baseball donated to varsity softball for helping with the Haunted Trail, a check for $242. And then again, Lake Village Baseball donated to varsity cheer for donating their time for helping with the Haunted Trail. Again, check for $242. We had an anonymous donation to the guidance department. The donation goes towards guidance and admin scholarship. It was cash and it was $1,000 for a total of $1,968 in donations. And then I also have a list here to say thank you to the donors who contributed to getting us new wrestling mats. We have Curtis Creek Dairy, DeMott State Bank, Kentland Bank, Natural Prairie Dairy, North Newton Athletic Boosters, Republic Services, Sam's Club, Sheethy Well, Tammy Wilson, William Cox, and those who assisted behind the scenes, Casey Beach, Cindy Wiseman, Missy Byers, Sam Zachary, and Tony Brooks.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Thanks
you.
for reading that off too. Excellent.
I'm going to give a shout out to Danielle Higgins because she was the one who emailed all of us those fabulous pictures that everybody got to see. Danielle likes to work her magic whenever she's coming towards you. No, you're probably going to get asked for a donation or something because that's just her magical
For
talent that she has.
10 years.
Okay, we have a motion second to approve all donations. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Okay, item 7, personnel report. Item A, the personnel report. Do I have a motion and second to approve the personnel report?
We make a motion to approve the personnel report,
I will second that.
and this is just for the
Routine.
routine ones. Yes.
Yep.
It looks like we have
Probationary going to permanent.
custodian full-time coming in.
Not a new
Probationary bus
position.
driver?
It's a replacement.
Correct, yeah. The probationary bus driver, is that replacing somebody helping?
I know, becoming permanent. So
Good. I know that Dave was looking for a couple.
Yeah.
What we were just talking about after school, that's nice. Is that what we're gonna classify as a para? They get paid the para rate?
yeah,
And then the probationary food service, they're just
Yeah.
part of the, okay. And then we had 3 resignations. Okay.
Okay, all right, we've had discussion. All those in favor to approve the personnel report, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Okay, item B, personnel, varsity softball head coach Catherine Messersmith. Do I have a motion and a second to approve Catherine Messersmith as the varsity softball head coach?
Move to approve.
Second. Oops. I wish her luck this season as the coach of our defending state champions. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, all those abstaining. Thank you. Item C, varsity softball assistant coach, Mr. Garrett Belt. Do I have a motion and a second to approve Mr. Belt?
Move to approve.
I will second. I also wish him luck as a defending state champion. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. All those opposed, all those abstaining. Thank you.
I have one
Sorry
question
about
before we
that.
move on, if you mind.
Okay.
Just to clarify, do we have any, or if we do have any, can we make sure we add these to our agenda in the future for any volunteers like we
Yes.
did for our other sports?
Yes, we're gonna do
Just to
that.
be fair,
Yeah.
balanced across for everybody. Thank you.
yes,
I'm
absolutely.
assuming they'll probably have some softball, track will probably have some volunteers, baseball will have some.
Yeah.
So just to be fair and correct, we want to make sure
Golf may have some volunteers too.
anybody that
Anybody that's
volunteers,
down here,
because
so.
they probably got to go through the normal rigmarole of
Yeah.
being vetted. So we want to make sure that they have to come and, okay, thank you.
And not to speak out of turn, items I and J, by the way, popped onto the agenda today because they came through from Mr. Zachary today, and I called him later after we'd already thrown them on because I figured they were time sensitive, and he was like, didn't even think that it was a board meeting day when I sent them over. But these are the same individuals who coached our boys teams in 7th and 8th grade and have my full recommendation. But I did want, in case you're like, oh, where'd those come from?
Thank you.
Okay, item D, varsity boys track coach, Mr. Smith. Do I have a motion and a second to approve Mr. Smith as the track coach?
A motion.
I will second.
Is that our current football coach?
He is an assistant, one of the assistants.
I just didn't recognize him.
He also teaches computer science.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Item E, varsity baseball head coach, Matthew Gibson. Do I have a motion and a second for Mr. Gibson to be the varsity baseball head coach?
A motion.
I will second. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Can I make a comment?
Okay.
No,
No, I'm in favor.
yeah, I'm in
Just-
favor.
I know. Coach Gibson understands. No parties outside.
We've been very clear.
Okay.
No banquets and
Okay.
fairgrounds, none of that stuff.
I think he's an excellent coach. I just want that to go on the record. Just has a way of doing things himself.
We are fixing that.
Yep.
Okay, so all those in favor, could you please raise your right hand for an official count? Thank you. Okay. Item F, boys golf. Mr. Todd Lang, do I have a motion? And I will motion. And do I have a second
will
for Mr.
second.
Lang? Thank you. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Item G, the drama club sponsor, Joe Bickman, is shared with Josie Zacher. Do I have a motion and a second to approve
Move
those
to approve.
sponsors? I will.
Second. Sorry.
You're good. Go ahead, take it. All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand.
Question on these, are these teachers that get
Yes.
part of
Yes.
they get the ESA or E-
ECA.
ECA.
ECA?
And as you recall on these two, also last meeting, we approved them for the last school year because they had never
I
gotten.
just, that's what I'm
And
saying. I
they're
remember
splitting,
this. And
and
I'm
they're
like,
splitting it. They're
Yeah.
not both getting, it says on here, they're splitting the pay
yes,
because there's two
that
of them.
was the question. I saw an ECA payment for the day. I'm like, are they? Okay.
Yeah, they did it last year, but it never got approved, so they never got paid.
Good.
So we already did that.
Perfect. So that's the same for both G and
Yeah,
A.
so this is for this year.
We're gonna get it this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, item H, drama club sponsor, Josie Zacher, shared with Joe Bickman. Do I have a motion and a second to approve that?
Move to approve.
I will second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Item I, eighth grade girls basketball head coach, Jamie Zetas. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
Motion.
I will second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay. And then no one abstaining. Okay, gotcha. Okay, item J, seventh grade girls basketball head coach, Gracie Stevens. Do I have a motion and a second to approve Ms. Stevens as the basketball coach?
A motion.
I will second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Okay.
What I'd like to know, maybe in the future, it was something big in my days coaching here, is who's lay coaches and who's teachers. You know,
Yeah.
how many we get that are getting part of their contracts, and
Yeah.
how many are we getting their outside?
Yeah, that would be a good clarification because we do have some non-certs as well. But yeah. we
Because
can
it's
definitely-
nice, you know, in a rural community, you got to rely upon lay coaches to
Yeah.
help coach things. I just, you know, end of the year, maybe a report that says we had 25 lay coaches and 6
Mhm.
in-house coaches. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 8, action items. A,
The big one.
Lincoln Elementary boilers. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the elementary boilers?
Move to approve.
I will second. Dr. Razor.
So I really wish I wasn't making this motion this evening or this recommendation. I wasn't making this recommendation for you this evening, but critical infrastructure is just that. It's critical infrastructure. One of our boilers failed at Lincoln, and when the technician came out, they diagnosed our second boiler as failing as well. These boilers were only 12 years old, or going to be 12 years old. Were installed in 2014. Through a little dig, have found out that we bought what we paid for back in 2014 on the recommendation of the superintendent at the time. And an HVAC system should last you 20 years easy. So sadly, both of those are the same boiler. So we could replace one right now, but we get a little bit of an economy of scale savings by replacing them both at the same time. The other thing it does is it gives us redundancy. So if we approve this tonight, they'll come out over Christmas break, and they'll decouple the two boilers. And what that means is they can run on one boiler while they're replacing the other. So we could do it during the school year, because a lot of times boiler replacement means you have to shut the place down.
Are they going to do it over the holiday?
They're gonna decouple over the holidays and see how far they get, because the one boiler we have working is running at about 80% right now. So it's going to heat the school. It's just not being efficient, but it will fail. And when a boiler fails, it puts a lot of strain on the other one. So it is my recommendation we replace these two at Lincoln. And like I said, we are getting an economy of scale savings because it was going to be in excess of $80,000 to replace just one.
So Tights and I talked about this a little bit today from our perspective on that committee for dealing with this stuff.
Capital improvement project.
For me, this is why you have the rainy day fund for emergency type stuff like this. This is not a regular operational type of expenditure. So I'd like to see at least portion or most of it come out of that fund to pay for that. Just to not skew our operations or our education funds, which we use specifically to run the school corporation, and one to pay our teachers. So for me, we had money that we didn't spend in 2025, which we appropriated and approved in our budget from 2024 when Julie was here for our capital projects, which was, I think, 390 some thousand. We only spent probably, we did the concrete at whatever the school, the lights and a couple other things. Yeah. So we have money that is cash in hand when it carries over. So, and I don't want to take away from our capital projects that we're trying to do for 2026. So taking some of that money and encumbering it into next year, which is a government terminology, but allows us to bring that cash over, bring it as part of our budgeting process so that we can spend that money and then use some of that. And then the rest of it, I would say, for me, still out of the,
because
what I'm hearing is carryover.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to draw a delineation. We have carryover in our operations fund,
which is that encumbrance.
Yeah. And then we have rainy day, which is money that we've taken and set aside.
Right. Take what we can. We get whatever we have left over from encumbering from last year's budget. Use that to pay this, and whatever's left, pay out of the rainy day fund.
And I feel pretty confident that we can use those carryover funds because we didn't hardly use any last year.
Right.
And again, this is not what we call a sexy project, but it is definitely needed. And I mean, kids got to stay warm.
Yeah.
We have to be able to have school.
Now my question,
going to the winter with the cold.
My question, because I'm counting on, and I have confidence in Corey, this isn't the same. We're getting the lesser discounted cheapo.
No, we're getting
now. People will be laughing at us, saying they were cheap.
Yeah.
No.
So we're getting something that.
We're getting top of the line
quality.
Yeah.
I want to invest in what we have in our boiler systems as an investment in our school.
Yeah. You just, as a note, I believe there are some very cheap things you can do to improve the appearance of schools there, whether it be the skins and things you can put on windows, painting some carpets and things like that, that you can find savings for. When it comes to lighting, ventilation, structural things, you've got to spend top of the line, because if not,
bad, aren't we?
You're right. Somebody will be laughing at us in 15 years or 10.
We were just going off our last recommendation of capital projects. They were all skin stuff, just like you said.
Well, wasn't it $150,000 in signs, or was it more than that?
300 something total. We had carpet, painting.
Oh, I did get a question from the teachers yesterday. What did we spend the sign money on?
We didn't.
Well, tell them we're buying boilers.
I answered that.
Yeah, just tell them now we're buying boilers.
We're buying boilers. There you go.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff, in my opinion, that why you guys, the historical board that's been here, saved your money for your rainy day fund, and also because we didn't spend on frivolous things this year for budgeting purposes. Now we have money carried over that we can use this for our cash.
I'm going to give a shout out to Pat Reyes, because she said that numerous times. This is the kind of stuff that you have money in rainy day for.
Exactly.
And I hope she hears me say it. Okay, anybody else have any other questions? All right. All those in favor to replace the elementary boilers at Lincoln Elementary, raise your right hand. Thank you.
So this would technically count as your invoice for encumbering if the state DLGF or State Board of Accounts requires you all to put the encumbrance in. I think this would classify for that for you. And it's been approved prior to the end of the year.
Okay, item B, custodial maintenance compensation. Do I have a motion and second to approve the compensation?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Second.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Sorry, I beat you to
Razor.
the buzzer, Tyson.
You're fine.
I haven't done one tonight. This one I wanted to do.
This is a recommendation to reward and recognize our custodial and maintenance staff. It is in the form of a stipend, but it equates essentially to $1 more per hour for the year from them. $1,000 for the first semester. That would be prorated for folks who were not with us the entire semester, and then $1,000 for the spring semester for folks who finish out the semester with us. Total impact is $34,000 now, with it covering additionally. So this is our 2 maintenance workers we have, our 4 head custodians, as well as then our part and full-time custodians who work in our buildings every day.
And this is a stipend for $1,000 this year and $1,000,
At the end of the
$1,000
school
fall
year.
semester, $1,000 spring semester.
and we'll pay out the 1,000 before the end of the year.
We're your first payroll in January, or first payroll in January? Yeah.
Perfect.
Second.
Perfect.
Betty.
Yeah. Don't argue with Patty.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you.
And to go back thank you for looking into this. I know you and I have talked about, and we talked about previously, we are still looking into the custodial, fixing their other pay, hourly
Yes,
rates,
the
the
discrepancies that we
part-time
have.
stuff, looking into that. We haven't quit on it.
Yeah.
We're still looking at the longevity. We're still looking into a lot of things. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, item C, the 2026 board meeting dates. Do I have a
Motion
motion?
to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Dude, it's so close.
Oh, man, it's so funny.
Do
You
you
were
want
so,
to
you were
present
so loud.
that?
Motion to approve.
The meeting dates?
Yeah.
Did anybody verify that we're not like fair weeks or
Yes,
anything?
we already
Yes.
looked into that. Yep.
Fair weeks, state fairs.
Graduation not on here? No?
Okay, I guess explain why we're continuing with the current model that we have would be nice to explain, I guess, for the public.
Okay, we are continuing with 2 board meetings a month at really my request and the request of central office. Just as we are cleaning things up, we need real time, and a month is a long time, because one of the things that we're also trying to do is have a first read on a lot of our things that we bring forward. And if we're doing that month after month,
It'd be 2 months.
yeah, it'd be
before you
2
get
months
it
until
done.
something came forward. So as we go through policy, as we update then handbooks, and are trying to be nimble would be the word I would use. We're doing this on a 2-week
It just allows
rotation.
this board, the administration, our staff, people that have needs. I mean, just look at all the requests for facility uses or field trips and stuff like that. We were getting those
Yeah.
after the fact.
That happened.
And now, because of our new policy and our new superintendent, we get this stuff.
Yeah.
And then proficiently
And
get
we
through.
used to, the board used to meet twice a month
I think it's
for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if they met twice a month when you first got on here, but then they went to the once a month model. So they used to do that.
I mean, it's
So
literally
it's-
doing the commissioner and council job. The
Yeah.
commissioners meet
I mean,
twice. The
it's
council,
the
we're doing
non-action
both of
action,
their
and
Yeah.
we keep rolling along. For me.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I think it does too is, like, so tonight we're going on an hour and a half. We'll probably wrap up before then.
Last meeting was 45 minutes.
Some of them
But-
could be 4 hours.
But
the
think
old
if this
days.
was 3 to 4
Remember the old
hours
ones?
stuff, I think everybody, and this is just Dr. Razor's call. I think you start to go, okay, motion second, pass, whatever. Yeah, and you
There
don't
was
things
one
doesn't get
meeting we had like action items like all the way through and I was like, oh my gosh, we're not gonna get out of here
Yeah,
until 10 o'clock.
4 hours later.
Yeah, I think this gives everything the due diligence it
Yeah.
deserves.
I think even Todd said the first time we had a reading, he's like, "Are you guys going to read every one of those?"
You don't have to. Technically, you don't have to read
I was
every
like,
single
"Right.
thing.
Are we paying you by the hour or by the minute? Tell it's a holiday. Everybody's
Okay.
every time.
Well, thanks for explaining that.
You're welcome.
Yes, and just for the public, so they know that the corporation used to meet twice a month.
And then we're also, for everybody understands, we're not doing the second Wednesday of the month. Now
No,
we're
it'll
doing
be
the
first
first
and
and
third.
the third.
Yes.
So that's the change. is
Because of the
first and-
holidays.
Right.
Because
So
of
we
the
don't have to
holidays,
change them because of the holidays.
The county fair,
Yes.
we're able to work around those
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Additionally, when we're thinking about board meetings, I know several board members requested it. If you look at the back of the room, along the wall,
Oh, it is there.
The
Thank
whiteboard.
you.
the whiteboard is there. Yeah.
I was
You
looking
and I
at
said that
Patty and
last
Missy. I was
week.
like, what do they got on today? She got cookies back
Merry
there?
Christmas
You
and
not
a happy
sharing?
The only thing we're missing is our little thing we got to put here yet.
Yep, we're
Whatever
good.
that
That's-
was you were talking about.
Yep.
What is that?
North Newton
Like
School
a-
Corporation,
Oh,
and
yes,
then
our
all the
internet.
schools around it.
We need an emblem for
And
sure.
I think that, you know, get the
Oh,
elementary
you
and high
need
school
that in
kids
all
in
the
there to
elementary
paint some
schools, so
stuff
when they
on
do
the
the
side.
pictures.
Oh, for
that'll be
sure.
there.
I think that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Sorry to hijack there. For that.
We're going off kilter here now.
Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to add other that they haven't added?
Everything's at 6 p.m. still, right?
Yep, yes.
Public
Did you
notice.
offer for public comment? Did you offer that?
There's,
Seth?
Oh, we're not
We
there
already
yet.
did,
We
okay.
don't, no one signed up.
Oh, okay.
So,
Do you have a public comment?
No, I
Would you
just
like
see
to
there are
get
other
up?
people out here, other than my wife, you know? Yes, you want to say something?
going off the sign up queue.
okay. All right. All those in favor of the board meeting calendar, please raise your right hand. Thank you. Okay, item D. Resolution authorizing year-end transfers. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those transfers?
Motion to approve. Second.
This is our standard one we do at the end of the year.
Yep.
You just
Just
clean up the book.
to simply explain, you're giving us permission to clean up the books as necessary to end the year.
This is not the transfer from education operating.
No.
No.
And we will also report out the transfers that we make in a January meeting.
That we still have to vote on.
Yeah.
These are transfer between funds a year.
Yeah. Kind of what we had been talking about earlier, that maybe things are coming from the wrong one, gives us a chance to fix things.
Patty's giving me a look back there.
Okay. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you.
Tyson, this couple has a question.
What?
I have a question.
I can wait until the end.
Come on up.
We're
You're
at the
fine.
end of our.
That's fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Just
It
keep it
wasn't-
under 10 minutes, that's all.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hi. Mine was just one. My name is Alexis. Yes, sir. My name is Alexis. I work at Lincoln Elementary. I am one of the paras there. I have been for the past 3 years been trying to get my husband to do ESS. And then we were not told that you guys were granted him three years ago when we first started. And so we have been jumping through hoops, and we were told before Thanksgiving break there was a possibility of getting a grant, because it's I think right now if I tell him, hey, come work with us, then I'll go ahead and I'll get a little something. But we haven't heard anything until this morning, saying that, hey, we're gonna go ahead and look at it. I've seen that you guys were talking about going ahead with like the volunteer money or something like that. And I was just wondering, have we heard anything to go ahead? Because I know we can definitely need him at Lincoln Elementary. And I was just wondering, do we have a grant for that? Or have you even seen that, sir?
Can I chat with you after the meeting?
Absolutely.
Can I
Okay.
get more clarification on? Sure. Yeah, well, let's talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to add before you do?
I do.
And
I'll
Merry
let you go
Christmas.
last. Yours is
Ladies,
better.
ladies first.
I just want to
What a
say
nice
thank you
reminder.
to all of our staff, from our teachers all the way down, bus drivers, custodians, maintenance, everybody. And I really want to say thank you to central office staff, Patty, Missy, Hannah, and Deborah, and Dr. Mike for heading up the corporation and taking us from March till now that he's been here. The great new direction we're going. And thank everybody for their hard work, IT, everybody. And I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for everything you guys do every day, all the employees, to move North Newton forward. It is very much appreciated. And thank you to all the board members coming together, working together with one common goal to get things done.
And
Amen.
thank you, Diane.
And be safe.
Yes, be safe. Happy and safe New Year.
For me, it's 1 year on the board in a couple months, but it's kind of an acknowledgement of things for us as a board. And I understand and hear and respect what Diane's saying about thank you, obviously, for all of our staff, all of the parents that are still committed to bringing their kids to our school because it's a choice, committed to the people that are driving our buses, that's still a job. We have been fighting a battle, as Samantha just mentioned previously, that I don't think a lot of the public understands that we've had to deal with there's been a lot of firsts for us as a board. There's been a lot of stuff that we were told we couldn't do or that we were not going to be able to do that we did. And I think this board, I know that Mike has been a great asset, but the benefit for me personally as Mike coming into this position is that he wants to do what's best for us as a board and a community.
Mhm.
He's not coming in here with the mindset of that I'm going to run this place and you are going to do what I need to do. From the day one that I talked to him and when I had Sam and I interview him on the phone, we knew that he was going to be the guy that was going to do what we asked as a majority of this board to get things. And it's been chaos since the day I got here. I want to say thank you to Samantha for the begging and pleading that Diane and myself and others on this board asked you to come back, and you did. I want to say
need to
thank
thank
you
Jesus,
for
too.
Diane's stuff from last year's, bringing things together, and everybody that was involved on this board. I know we always want to give praise to the people that we work with or hire to do our jobs, but for me, I know what goes on behind the scenes, and you all put in the time, the effort, and the camaraderie. Whether we agreed or disagreed, we still got it done. And there was a ton of stuff that
Careful.
we were told we couldn't get done, and we got it done. And the icing on the cake is we have 4 great administrative people in our corporate office. We have a superintendent that is here to do what we need. We have Todd, who stuck around with us, even though he's,
Thank you, Todd.
probably
I'm
could
sorry, I
have
forgot
had
about
better gigs at other
the law.
places. I mean, like Todd, when I started talking to him about sending stuff, he's like, Michael, no one ever sent me as much because I would send him everything. You did review this,
Bombarded with all
review
new
this.
stuff now.
It is a
I know.
huge
It's good stuff.
difference, and it starts at the top and it works its way down. And I think with the commitment that we provided to this public, to this community, and to the school corporation, I think good things are going to come about our hard work and effort. I truly
know
do.
great things are going to.
And with that, I'm very proud to have served with you all for my first year. So thank you all. Thank you, everybody. So that's all.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Almost second it.
I second it.
All right.
Go home.
He was ready to go home
My
and get some
dinner.
food. You got to sign it.
All
Go
those in
ahead of me.
favor, raise your right hand. Get a vote. All right.
Amen.
Meeting adjourned. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.